The Sonic Movie Show is a weekly podcast that you could find on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other services like YouTube. Just search for The Sonic Movie Show and give us a like wherever you listen. What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 45 of The Sonic Movie Show, the only show that's about Sonic news, and the occasional Sonic movie news. And today we have all three, actually only two of those things. My name is Ethan, and with me here today is Devin.
Hey guys, spread out.
That has to be from, like, Sonic Heroes?
I don't know. Once again, I'm pulling from a list that doesn't say where these quotes are from. It just says Sonic the Hedgehog quotes. I know some of these are from the movie, and some of these I think are from games. But this could be from a cartoon. This could be made up completely. But it sounds super specific that I don't think it is. It's definitely something weird like Sonic Heroes. It could also be Team Sonic Racing.
Could be, although you played that game far more than me. I think you would have known. Anyway, on the Sonic Movie Show, we like to talk about a lot of different movie news and stuff. And today we have a whole bunch, as well as some game news and some Sonic movie news. It's been a while since we've had a news episode. Last week was our terrible Spirits Within garbage.
That is the worst movie we've talked about.
Yes, by far. And I mean, like, I'm a big FF stan, but, like, that's the worst movie that we've seen for this show. Might be the worst movie I've ever seen. Just period. Honest to God, I'm pretty sure I'd rather have seen like Strays or any of the Vin Diesel stuff that we don't really think is any actual good. I'd rather see that over Spirits Within.
That movie was just so boring. But if you want to hear our full thoughts, you can go listen to it, because actually I think it is worth it. But I don't know if you actually want to watch the movie. I think you should just listen to the episode, because it'll be a lot more entertaining than
it's probably good enough, to be honest. Yeah. But anyway, today's episode we have a bunch of different news. We have AMC reopening again. Is Disney and Mulan gonna break the bank or break our wills? Sonic the Hedgehog is big in China, and Fortnite is banned.
Those are all the clickbaity titles.
I figure we might as well like say the news topics at the front, and then we go into them, you know. But yeah, so let's start with the biggest news in regards to us AMC stans over here. Mm-hmm. AMC is reopening again. For real this time, maybe not. There might not actually be any proof to this matter. Yes, so basically, I'm sitting on my couch. I'm watching a movie, just chilling. And I check my email, and I get an email from AMC being like, "Hey, babe, what's up? Here's our 10-step plan to get you back into AMC." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm interested." Again, yeah. AMC is opening back up on the 20th. That is this Thursday, if you are listening to this, the week that this episode comes out. August 20th, to the majority of their U.S. theaters. They've already been open in a few countries that have had low COVID testing, or low COVID cases, rather.
Like Europe and, don't they have some places in Asia, too?
I think it's like New Zealand or something. It's a good success over there. So they're going to reopen up in the States, the United States of America, on August 20th. Most of them. As of right now, on the day of recording this is the Thursday prior to the 20th. I don't know what today's date is. The 13th?
Yes. Yeah.
13th. None of the AMCs in Maryland seem to be on that list, but that's probably going to change. I'm sure they're rolling out. But anyway, they're opening up on the 20th. They're doing 2020 movies with 1920 pricing, 15-cent movies on the first day.
Which is such a weird marketing thing. Like, I like the idea, but is it something you would do in a pandemic where you're trying to actually, I think, not have too many people coming? You know what I mean?
They don't care. It's a corporation. They want all the money they can.
Yes.
Especially one that has not been able to operate in 5 months. At the end of the email, spoiler alert, it's a message from the CEO being like, and while all of the media might be speculating about our demise, we're staying strong. You know, like, they want to make as much money as they can.
That's if they either close or sell. You know what I mean?
I'm sure they're confident, though, in what they're saying about their practices, so that we can handle any amount of people, because we're paying these 19-year-olds $12 an hour this time to really get the job done.
They get a little bit of hazard pay on Sunday.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the 15-cent thing is definitely to try to lure people in and realize, it is safe to be
I think that's something they should do, though, like, outside of pandemic. I think that would have been something cool to do on like a Wednesday, like whatever like day has the least amount of people, just to get like that little extra in, or maybe not do 15 cents, but like dollar movies.
A lot of chains do the $5 Tuesdays.
I'm saying like $1. I'm saying, or like make the food cheap, like popcorn's $1.
Yeah, I mean they run the struggle of it doesn't really affect you and I that are A-list members, or at least were before pandemic.
Of course.
Like this 15-cent thing, I'm like, well, I would be seeing the movie for free. I mean, you don't have to pick to use your thing. You can pay for it if you wanted.
But what's so like at that point? Yeah.
If we are able to go on the 20th, I will probably pay the 15 cents in case I come back.
Never.
A couple more times. Although it's a Thursday, so it ends in 3 days. So never mind. It's a free movie. It just feels weird to like waste that 15 cents.
I get like what you're saying though. It definitely is something that like come in here, but to me it kind of is like we're making this almost so cheap that like just give us a chance, because then maybe they're hoping that the people who do come will tweet about it, tell their friends about it, tell their family about it. Like, hey, it was actually really
it's
clean.
Actually safe. Yeah.
Like, that's what they're trying to do with this. It isn't about the deal. It's more about, hey, we want to prove to people that, like, we're going to keep this shit clean and safe for everybody, because, you know, it's not just going to be us losers who make a podcast weekly. It's going to be families who are probably sick of entertaining their kids on the TV because they just want to watch Wheel of Fortune, but the kids want to watch Trolls 3D World Tour or whatever. So, probably sick of that. So they want to bring them to the movie. Watch something else.
Yes, I mean, get out of the house.
Get out of the house.
You have date night again. Leave the kids at home. Grandma can't go outside, so it's a perfect excuse to have her babysit. all that kind of stuff. So they're reopening up on the 20th with a bunch of old classic movies. I say classic because some of them are this year, so not really classics. They're also going to be doing, as they continue through October, I believe they're doing this deal where classic movies such as The Goonies and Back to the Future will be $5 tickets. This is obviously after the 20th, on the 21st, until whenever they stop this. New movies will have their actual day-by-day pricing going on. And those new movies are New Mutants, which is officially a Disney film, which is crazy enough, even though that was filmed and done way before the merger. It's finally limping to the finish line. It was actually doing really good. It had the news buzz around it that no, they didn't reshoot anything. That there was confusion that they're changing it drastically in reshoots because Fox and then maybe Disney, and the director said, no, this is my original vision. We didn't reshoot a shit.
My original
vision.
It
had that positive buzz. It was just the marketing for it changed. So they changed it back. And now it has buzz, and then COVID, right?
That movie sucks.
It probably will.
It's going to be like god awful. Like Dark Phoenix awful. And I didn't even see that, but I know it's bad.
That movie was really bad. Dark Phoenix was absolutely terrible. They just tried to cram like 3 trilogies worth of comics into one movie. Oh yeah, we never set up this Jean character at all. We never set up any of the shit at all. We've never set up Xavier Woods being an asshole or an alcoholic at all. Now we need to do this. You know what I mean? Like, so whatever. But yeah, New Mutants is the 28th. Tenet is the 3rd of September.
Maybe. We never know with Tenet. Tenet could be... Tenet, what's more inconsistent, AMC or Tenet?
I mean, Tenet was consistent up until it needed to move, to be fair. To be fair. I mean, Fast and Furious jumped a full year as soon as they heard the virus.
They're like, nah, we getting that money. We getting that money.
We moving, yeah. And Unhinged, a Russell Crowe film, is on, I think, the 21st 20th. Of August. 20th. It's not on the 20th. Nope. It's the day after, 21st. Or it's the 23rd, because for some reason that date sticks out in my mind. Those are the 3 new movies that are coming out anytime soon. Obviously, we still have Wonder Woman 1984, Wonder Woman 84. In October, we got Black Widow, and we also have James Bond in November. Other than that, I don't think there's any new movies. That Pixar movie is also out in November. Those are the only movies of any notable amount. There's random indie films coming out and whatnot, and apparently there's a David Copperfield documentary. The poster looks very wanking to him, so it looks dumb. But yeah, so the movies that are coming out on the 20th, the first day that it opens, is a selection of probably things they have the rights to for cheap that are also ones that they think people can get seats for.
What if it was just someone's, like an employee's DVD that they had? They're like, just throw that in there. Dude, I have the Goonies on DVD, dude.
Do we even have the rights to charge for this? Who cares? Who cares? There's a pandemic. Yeah.
It's the Goonies, bro. Everyone owns the Goonies.
The list of August 20th films, which will be 15 cents on that day, are the Beauty and the Beast live action thing with Emma Watson, Black Panther, the Marvel movie, Back to the Future, Bloodshot, everyone's
favorite.
Bloodshot. Everyone's Bloodshot. The Goonies, a movie called I Still Believe.
I still believe AMC will reopen one of these days. I still believe.
One of these days. There's also Jumanji, The Next Level. Grease. Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. And then a little-known movie called Sonic the Hedgehog, which we are not going to see on the 20th. But if we do go, we've decided on probably seeing Back to the Future if it's available, if they even actually let us see movies at all. But
hopefully not this future.
Yeah, I mean, also on the 21st is Inception is having a special thing. If you go and see Inception, I assume it's IMAX, because they're going to be doing a new preview of Tenet, as well as Christopher Nolan is going to have a video of himself probably talking about Tenet.
Yo, what's up, COVID. Fam? I know I've been pushing this movie back, but it's coming out. I swear, it's about a Tenet.
Fuck you. It's about Tenet.
What if that was the whole movie, like, or the interview? It's just him being like, yeah, it's about a Tenet, and then it just cuts off. You're like, wait, what? Oh I bought special tickets for an interview, and it's just like 30 seconds. And he's just like, yeah, dude, it's about a Tenet.
He does the rap hands. He says, what's up, guys? We're going to be doing this thing, man.
It's not even him, though. They just say it as him. It's like some other random dude.
Yeah, because, I mean, to be fair, not a lot of people know what directors look like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, it's Quentin Tarantino, my guy, yeah.
He might be an exception.
Yeah, you look like, you know what
he's
Quentin
got that chin.
Like. Yeah.
He was in a Steven Spielberg game that never came out that got finally dug up on the internet the other day.
Death Stranding?
Like, no, it looks like it's one of those FMV kind of games where they play different video feeds depending on which option you click. But
those are dope.
Weird he's in that.
They need to bring those back.
I know. There actually is a company that tries. There was a game called Her Story where the hook is that you're digging through a woman's computer and finding all these interviews, or maybe not her computer, but like a computer filled with interviews. I actually own it on Steam. And then they came out with another movie, or another game. I think it's called Telling Lies. People say that's even better.
Is that Gamer Girl thing real? With the PlayStation exclusive?
Yeah, I don't know. Really
I don't know
weird.
If that was a troll or not to this day.
I don't know.
I kind of want it to come out,
conflicting, I mean, bathwater, man.
Hey,
so those are the movies that are going to be out. I don't know if this lights any interest, sparks of creativity, or anything at all in any of you guys' minds, but at least for us, we're going to go give it a shot if we can. Mm-hmm. If we get reports that like, hey man, the area is really bad, don't go, we're probably not going to go. We had a whole episode about this conundrum, but we're going to give it a shot and see what it's like on day one if we can. If not, then maybe day 7. That's the 28th.
Yeah, 14, something like that. Within hopefully the first 2 weeks, if our theaters even reopen. Because I could see a possibility, since Maryland's a little bit more stricter on businesses reopening, that I can see them maybe not opening for maybe at least even October. You can argue October.
Yeah.
The way things are going.
Yeah. Other things that were a part of that AMC big plan was number one, you have the option to reinstate your A-list subscription at any point from now until December. Whatever ended December, I'm not sure what the day was. It'll auto renew. It'll auto do it for you if you don't cancel by then. But you have the option of starting it any time you want. They also made a commitment, which I'm actually kind of proud, or not proud. Gives me confidence in them, or at least that they aren't going to fuck us over. They're not changing the pricing of that until at least June of next year.
Yeah.
Because Well, I don't know if I would have predicted them changing it. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Struggling company movies are coming back. It's this big thing. They're increasing the price, and obviously there are, we can all forgive them, or you know what I mean. There's reasonable explanations that they can. COVID is the great excuse we can use for everything. But what is changing is that you can't earn points on the actual $35 you spend on the subscription anymore, which is the majority of my points. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe I've got points from a drink or two or whatnot, but
right.
But you do get a free $10 basically worth of points.
Yep. All right away. Members get
so
that.
You can go get because the popcorn and drink now is $5. So
it's a combo. It's combo specials they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. So you probably can get a free drink or popcorn or both on your first visit. So that's neat.
Yep. They also are going to be. They're going to be lengthening the time between showings to deep clean the theater. They are also. I should.
Which they should have been doing already. Can we not
In hindsight, we can always look at the practices of cleanliness a lot different. I know.
I think that is one thing that once this pandemic is over, that I think that is going to change a lot in this country. I mean, you already have in Asian countries where people are wearing face masks normally when they're sick, and
that, it's just out of respect.
Yeah,
they call them privacy
I think
masks.
that'll be something that we, maybe not everybody, but that I could see that increasing, at least in America. If anything, I might because I just flew back from Montana this past week, and I was wiping down everything, and I'm like, I never did this before. And airports and airplanes are probably one of the grossest places to sit in. So now I'm just I feel like I will start doing this just normally, outside of pandemic or not. So
yeah, for sure.
And movie theaters are no different. I know they spray it down, but now that I think
they're going to be doing
it,
some once a day, probably after they close or maybe right before they open, doing a super deep clean of the whole place with special vacuums and special sanitizing sprays and whatnot.
But how much are you're putting a lot of trust in a poor employee who's getting paid probably $10 an hour who just wants to go home?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I think I blame them,
job, but I don't know. It is a lot of trust. Yeah, and then that's really it. I mean, there's double points from now until October, I guess, which is cool for people that just want to eat a whole bunch of popcorn or whatever, right? But they did say that they're only extending the expiration dates for the points that you would have expired during COVID till October. So they are kind of but use them. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're going to give you this as a kind of push to come back to our theaters, please. It's very interesting.
But speaking of what movies are being shown at AMC, there's one that's no longer on that delayed list. We have some news on that.
Yes, that's Mulan. Thank you for bringing up this very good segue. Disney's live-action Mulan remake is no longer coming to theaters, at least in any time soon. Initially, I believe the Disney earnings call said that it was going to come to select theaters as well as Disney Plus. But I don't think that they haven't mentioned Disney Plus, and actually I saw an ad and it says exclusively for Disney Plus. Sorry, I don't think they mentioned theaters. The ad I saw said exclusively to Disney Plus.
And they're just going to try to sap more money. But from what we saw with Trolls and
the IMAX release,
and even I guess you can even say Bloodshot. Bloodshot was a different level of success, but we did talk about it I think a couple episodes ago. How Bloodshot didn't do too terrible with rentals and Blu-ray sales, all that digital sales. That maybe I'm sure Disney has some information as well, or data that from Trolls or whatnot, or Bloodshot, even some sort of marketing data where they're hey, we can probably just drop this normally and see if we can get enough of it, and then still drop it in theaters again next year, next fall or something. Wherever they
definitely have data. Sorry, they definitely have data that says that selling Blu-rays isn't as viable to them as they want, because they're stopping all Blu-ray sales. They're not making any more Blu-rays. No 4K Blu-ray discs.
That's insane.
Which is insane. because a lot of people's internet isn't good enough to stream a 4K feed to them at a good pace.
I'm trying to think of all the things now. Just think about everything Star Wars, Marvel. So does that mean we'll never get a... okay, we get another... Let's say we get another 10 Marvel movies, MCU movies, that we'll never get like a box set of that?
No.
Shit.
The only way to watch Star Wars in 4K is on Disney+.
Fuck, I hate this world. Dude, this is Cyberpunk, and I thought Cyberpunk was cool. This isn't cool anymore. I saw so many responses to this be like, I'm glad I set up Plex, which is basically a home server of all the files that you own or maybe stole, and you stream them to your TV. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds like very interesting. But, just having this barrage of Blu-rays that you have access to through streaming your own shit. But, yeah, no, they're not doing any more 4K Blu-rays or regular Blu-rays apparently at all after some point. If Disney is backing out of that, it's not going to be too long before...
Well, I don't know. Disney is a special beast where they have a lot of money in a lot of different places.
I guess, but who's to say Universal doesn't pull out? Then that loses a big chunk of movies. Yeah. And then what are you left with?
We'll talk about Universal in a second. Let's finish on Mulan. Coming exclusively to Disney Plus on September 4th. If you buy it through Disney Plus for $30.
So you're buying it, right? Like you are buying it, owning it forever.
Well, there's a catch to it.
Okay, yep.
You are buying access to the film that's the caveat with all things digital. You are buying access to it. They can take it away if they want. You are buying access to it for as long as you are still a Disney Plus subscriber. So if you pay $30 for Mulan and then stop paying the $7 a month for Disney Plus, you can't watch the movie. Straight up. Which is insane. That's how they get you.
Are you gonna...
No. I wanted to see this film before I heard that the main actress was in support of the police in Hong Kong or whatever that was about.
My combat to that is, if she said she was for them, do you think that she wouldn't be taken out?
I mean, that is true, and she probably wouldn't be in the film. China wouldn't probably have.
But I guess you can argue my argument by saying, well, she's in a position of power, so if they did remove her, it'd be super obvious. But I think she'd still be in danger. Or you gotta remember, it's China. They don't like criticism at all. To the point of which, U.S. things have to change their things for China's benefit.
That is true. But
I was interested in the movie generally, but I wasn't.
I like Mulan. I liked that movie.
I wasn't like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see this. I was like, oh. Back when theaters were still open, I'm like, oh yeah, we'll see this in theaters.
AMC, so one of your free movies. You get 3 free movies a week.
Of course,
one of
the two. I'm
not going to buy $30. I'm not going to buy it for $30. I understand that that pricing is high. It's insane. It's higher than what we paid for Bloodshot or what people spent on Trolls World Tour, which you call Trolls 3D.
Was it? I thought it was Trolls 3D World Tour.
No, just Trolls World Tour.
I'm looking.
I mean, I'm sure 3D? You could have watched it in 3D at the movies, but yeah, no. Disney Plus, $30. I'm sure there
isn't. So wait, go, keep going. Sorry, I thought it was Trolls 3D World Tour. I thought it was the third one. It was 3D World Tour.
No, this is the second one. Sorry. That's the truth. Facts. Yeah, I'm sure that price is on the high end, and I'm sure that their their reasoning is, well, okay, so you and your family was going to go see it in theaters. How much money were you going to spend on tickets? It's more than $30. That's probably what they would say. And you can watch as many times as you want. It's like, wow, that is a good idea. It's also more than the Blu-ray you would sell of it, though.
Yeah.
Right? So, I don't know. But apparently they're not going to sell the Blu-rays. So I'm not interested in this movie anymore.
Okay, let's switch it out for a second. Let's say instead of Mulan, it's Black Widow.
Because they're going to test the bed with this, and if it does well for them, they will do it for Black Widow. I'm sure it will also still be in theaters, though.
Oh, yeah.
But let's say if it doesn't come out in theaters...
Let's say it's the same price, roughly. Like it comes out to me with the gas money,
COVID continues, AMC doesn't open... And Disney's like, okay, we have to do this until COVID's done. I mean, I would say yes. Maybe we do a viewing party and we split them. That's how I would kind of try to do it.
Yeah,
I guess worst comes to worst, I would. But
30.
I don't
if
know.
It was like Iron Man 4, I think I'd be more in the. I might bite on it more. But I'm kind of like, on Black Widow in general. So like, I'm just like, maybe
I'm
I
more
would
on
wait.
Black Widow than I would be on Eternals or Shang-Chi. I'm more into that character than people have no idea who the fuck they are. Like, I honestly don't think that they can do this with Eternals, like, at all. As you froze on my screen.
Same. I think we're getting a little internet issues.
We're good. Like, if you turn this around, you said Eternals, which was supposed to come out on the 6th of November, which is what Black Widow's date. Remember, they just shifted all their movies down one slot on their list. I would say no, because I have no interest in the Eternals, and I don't think that they would. Like, that's, even though they're at the point now where, like, anything they make, or, you know, in a movie, Marvel movie 4, will sell millions and millions and millions of tickets. You know, like, all the stupid SNL memes and stuff about Guardians of the Galaxy came out. You can have a team of the Blue M&M and just the Grimace from McDonald's, and it will make, you know, like, all that's true. Who the fuck are these guys? I don't even know. I mean, Angelina Jolie's in the movie, so whatever. But, like,
hey, that's our girl, though. That's our girl.
Yeah, yes. We have to watch that second movie one of these days.
Speaking
about 4K Blu-rays, we saw those steelbooks for those 2 movies for $10.
Yeah, Best Buy.
Yeah, Best Buy. And you know what? What's terrible about me being a collector of games and shit is that I had a part in the back of my mind. I was like, "Ooh, I'll pick those up." I'd be like, "Wait a second, I don't want these at all." Like,
they just look cool, dude.
They had cool covers, and it was like, "Oh, we watch them for the show. That's interesting." So instead, I bought the Fast and the Furious.
See, if we were like doing a live studio audience, then I think it'd be cool to have in the background like all the things that we've watched, like on Blu-ray or something like that. Then I think it'd be cool. But
yeah,
other than that,
we can always do that one of these days.
Always gonna do that. Yeah,
it's not like that was their only opportunity to buy it. I'm sure it sat there forever.
Well, if they're gonna start pulling all of it, it might start being a rarity. Who knows?
Yeah,
but I find that hard to believe.
Physical media will never go away.
There's people out there who don't have good
internet,
who don't have access to internet.
Yeah,
who still have their Blu-ray player or DVD player or their computer.
I mean, and I mentioned I have an aunt and uncle that have 3 kids. Although one of them's in college, the other one's going soon, I think. They just buy Blu-rays.
Congratulations!
Like they bought Dark Phoenix.
Nice.
On Blu-ray.
Also, congrats to that.
They bought. They just, that's just what they do, is they just have this movie collection like that, which I think is cool if you're willing to go that route and just buy everything, you know. I can't do that. I do the steelbooks, and it's of movies that I actually like. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean I own the Sonic the Hedgehog steelbook? No, because we couldn't find it.
To be fair, we did actively look. We actually did.
Yeah. And I wanted to get Knives Out, but I feel like that's been sold out forever. But in any case, back to digital stuff. AMC and Universal have resolved their conflicts. If you remember back in April,
it feels so long ago at this point. It's been a
Trolls
long
World
3
Tour
months.
3D came out and on digital and made Universal a shit ton of money. Their CEO said, "We're probably going to do this for all of our movies now. Skip the theaters if we can't. If not, just release them on digital day and date. Just completely skipping our 70 to 90 day theatrical window and just put it straight on digital." And Universal, in response, as well as Regal and a few other retailer or movie theater chains, said, "We are not showing Universal movies ever. Period. End of conversation. This is not up for negotiations until now." That's basically what it was. You know, I'm sticking to their guns.
It was almost in a way like, yeah, I think
hey,
we might do this. And I'm like, well, guess what? Now we're not doing any Universal movies. Like, I just imagine that's how it was at like a dinner table or something.
Would you really want Universal to be able to bully theaters?
No, but I just imagine the conversation sounding like that. Like, well, guess what? We're not showing you movies anymore.
I was definitely on AMC's stance with that. Because what happens if Disney does that? You know what I mean? And actually might.
They actually might. So
yeah. Yes, but so one more movie news thing. I forgot, and I remembered the thing, Devin. I remembered the thing I forgot to say. So I'm going to pin that in the back of my mind.
Okay.
AMC and Universal have come to an agreement. The usually agreed upon 70 to 90 day theatrical window between in theaters and coming out on digital services has been reduced to 14 days. That is 2 weeks.
I still don't like that. I guess it's a compromise, but like that just to me is like showing the inevitableness of theaters will die. And I don't want theaters to die. Like to me it's just like it seems like Universal still bullied AMC into like
giving them what they wanted.
Here's your we'll give you 14 days. That's a huge cut. 14 days. Imagine. I mean, the new Star Wars movies comes out,
and we don't get around to seeing it, and then eventually it's just on there. Like, well, we don't need to go. You just watch it here.
That sucks for all like the middle market to like independent movies.
100% with independent films. 100%.
Like that screws them over because that's where they get most of their money. It's not digital sales. Maybe you get some rentals on Amazon or something, but I doubt it's that big. Maybe you get a Netflix to basically host you, and then you get a cut of that.
Right. Well, I do have good news.
Okay.
Number one, this has nothing to do with the actual digital or not. Has nothing to do with the actual DVD and Blu-ray sales. Those still have the regular window. And AMC is also getting a cut of all digital sales of Universal films. I don't know if it's up until a certain amount of time, if it's just during a certain window afterwards or whatnot, but AMC is making money off of Universal's digital sales of films.
I guess that's better.
That makes so that their business isn't going to go away just because they dropped it down.
Yeah, their business won't, but the business as we know it might.
For sure.
But I guess one positive maybe you can get from this is that maybe AMC can start showing more independent films because more movies are coming out in digital. They don't have to leave a movie that's not doing as hot its full 60 days or whatever. It can just be like, 2 weeks. Okay, it's not on digital. Like Bloodshot, let's say. Bloodshot comes out for 14 days. It does all right, but they're like, there's this cool independent film from Korea that's getting a lot of great reviews. Let's show that for 3 weeks because that's not going to be digital in America anytime soon.
Yeah.
Something like that, I guess. I'm trying to think of the pros and cons with this kind of stuff, but my initial reaction is I still don't like it. I want pre-COVID movies, and I think that we're just not getting that ever again, sadly. Like in terms of, I think this whole COVID, I've said it before, this whole COVID thing is going to reshape the way businesses work forever, how we're going to live forever, how we watch entertainment forever. And I think we're not going to get that. What we know as movie theaters might not be as crazy of a change as we say it's going to be, maybe, but it's definitely going to change in some form. And clearly their agreement shows that. Even it might not look at it at face value, but they're going to get a different type of income, and that could affect what movies are being shown in the future, how long they're being shown, and budgets for films, all that kind of. It's going to be a trickle-down effect, I think.
Movie theaters will change as we know it because one more wrinkle to this matter, which is what I forgot, and then I remembered it during this.
Okay.
An almost century-old antitrust law has finally been destroyed. And it now allows movie studios to own theaters. It was called the Paramount Consent Deal, Paramount Consent something, whatever. Essentially, it prevents, it's an antitrust law, prevents a movie studio, like any of Disney stuff, Universal, whatever, from owning a theater chain. This is supposed to prevent just a vertical integration of everything where, like, we make the thing, we produce the thing, we sell the thing, we allow access to the thing, you know what I mean? Like, they want to break that up because that's how monopolies start and blah, 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 right? That's how it destroys the economy. That has been gone now. Trump's America has destroyed that. So now, when we talked earlier about possibility of Amazon or Disney buying AMC when they were going to go out of business, as the headlines had told us, because it could be cheap, it could be up for grabs. Like, I mean, they can now. They can. Straight up.
There's no, like, they don't have to do any workarounds around it or being like, yeah, AMC's still in charge, but we have a chunk of the company. Like, now they can just straight up be like, yep.
Right. we have a majority chunk of the company, but we allow AMC's original owners to operate the business. Yeah, I mean, and what's funny is like reading about this law. It has been broken in the past several times, and it just went unchallenged. Disney owns a couple theaters, like famous movie theaters in Hollywood area.
Different, I think, than.
But what's one of those things where it's like the original law says you cannot own a movie theater.
Period.
And then Disney buys one, and it goes unchallenged. It's one of these things with like copyright law where if you don't challenge it, a lawyer can be like, "Well, you guys never did shit when this happened, so why are you singling us out?" And then that's probably how it snowballs, and now they can do it because. God forbid.
I really think we're going to get, like, Amazon's going to come in. Like, we're just going to get alert one day. It's going to be, like, 5 weeks from now. I hope not. Where it's going to be like, yep, Jeff Bezos buys AMC for $1 billion or something. And then we're just going to, like, we're going to still see the same movies, but all your money is going to go to Jeff. And...
Yeah, what did we say the name of AMC was? America Multiplex Company?
Something weird.
Now it's just going to be
Amazon Movie
Amazon
Company.
Multiplex. Yeah.
It literally fits. Perfect.
Yeah,
it's like a match made in heaven. Why not? Sure.
God.
Hey, I get 5% on my Amazon credit card. I like how
didn't
we talk about before the show how with the new Amazon podcast thing that we wouldn't shit on Amazon, but here we are.
Well, we didn't say that we were going to hold anything back. But Jungle.com might buy Amazon, or might buy. I mean, they could buy Amazon. I guess it's possible. Might buy AMC.
But yeah, no, I'm actually I know we talked about months ago, and like it kind of seemed like okay, everything might work out, everything might be fine, and like this kind of shit happens, and I feel like this is all just gonna be a snowball. It's gonna be a slow one, but it's happening, and it's like there's nothing we can do to stop it. Like as consumers,
and as you said on one of those episodes, imagine if Endgame came out now, or was trying to come out now. You know what I mean? Like for all intents and purposes, that 2019 was the last year of cinema as what we know as cinema to be, you know?
I guess we ended it strong, with like a movie that like everyone was talking about.
Yeah. Knives Out was still my movie of the year, but...
Was that 2019?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was. It was last year.
See, I don't know what year, like, I don't, like, 2020 is, like, the pandemic started such early on that, like, there was that 3 months where I'm like, was that 2019 or was that pandemic, pre-pandemic?
What sucks so much is that this year is just fogged with so much uncertainty about COVID and stuff. I mean, we talked hyperbolically about stuff on this podcast earlier in the year and have things change immediately. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, oh, we didn't realize it. You know, what sucks so much is that next year, the saying hindsight is 2020 will be so cornily thrown everywhere because, yeah, we'll be like, oh yeah, we were all idiots for thinking this. In hindsight.
Dude, there's still stuff like that now, though, where I'm just like, remember when we all thought this was going to be like 3 weeks? That everyone was going to sit inside and we would have knocked this shit out. But that's a whole other issue, I guess. But, yeah, I guess, like, even though you kind of broke it down and I had my reaction to each part of the caveat, it felt like I still not happy at the end. Like, you threw another wrinkle in there, and, like, I'm like, I guess AMC gets to hold on to some stuff, but... in the end of the day, I'm kind of just like, I don't know. I'm all for, like, I guess, competition. I'm not a big business guy in general, especially big businesses. But at the end of the day, I do like my AMC theater. I just hope that theater, I guess, stays open. Yeah. I don't know what to do with all this information. I don't know if I like it because I think that there is I look at movies the way I look at, like, baseball or whatnot, where like there's a vintageness to it, there's a American pastime to it, where like, yeah, I'm going to the movies to go see the new Jurassic Park or whatnot, you know what I mean? And like, I'm afraid we're gonna lose that, and we didn't know it was ending either, you know what I mean? And like, that's it. I guess that's wanted how it happens
with everything.
I wanted to have that farewell without knowing. Sonic the Hedgehog was the last movie.
It's like that one tweet that went around like last year. It was like, neither of you knew it, but you and one of your parents had the moment where they picked you up and put you down for the last time. One time, your mom or dad picked you up.
That's sad.
And then put you down for the last time, and you didn't know it. They didn't either. Yeah. AMC lifted us up and put us down for the last time, and it was Sonic the Hedgehog.
And it was Sonic the Hedgehog. Hey, at least, if anything, we need, like, in a way, historically speaking, if that is the last big movie, then we named a show after the last big movie of pre-COVID cinema. Think about that, though.
I mean, that is true. That was February.
Yes.
That was 2 days before my birthday. It was Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And that's when, like, COVID was still, like, obviously we all believed it was real, you and me. But, like, there was a lot more, like, well, it might not be as big as what people are saying, right? Oh, yeah, until someone says something, let's just continue like normal. Like, and then it was like,
it's going to be like Ebola.
Actually, you fuckers, we could have stopped
Ebola.
Some of this.
As long as you aren't traveling from China, you'll be fine. Yep.
Yeah.
And then not even like 3 weeks later. Because I remember it was after my birthday, the 28th. Like, then 2 weeks after that, they closed work. So it's like, and then that was it. And then I haven't gone back since. So it's like, it's insane. And like, I know, like, everything's gonna change, but I just wish we got like one last farewell in a way. I'm just kind of like sad about all of this, even though like there's some good news to pull from this Universal thing, but at the same time, I just feel like it's another company taking advantage, of another one, and like it's just like it's the big boy companies eating the other big companies, and eventually it's just gonna trickle down, and eventually it's just gonna be 2 or 3 conglomerates, and that's it.
Then everything implodes and we start society over again.
Hopefully, I guess. I guess that's the end goal, right?
It was weird to me that the last time I saw a movie in a theater was one that we named a podcast after, and it was on my birthday.
Yeah.
Remember, we went, our second time seeing it was on the 16th.
I'm trying to remember if I saw anything like after Sonic. I could have sworn I saw maybe one more movie, but clearly I don't remember it. So I guess it's Sonic.
Yeah. Insane.
In terms of the big movie.
We have more antitrust stuff to talk about later in this podcast episode, but why don't you hit us, speaking about Sonic movie, some box office numbers.
Yeah, speaking of money and China and all that, so we have a little bit of China box office numbers for Sonic because it just debuted, I think, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, this is from, this might have updated a little bit, but this report I have here is from August 2nd. But Sonic made pretty much nothing that it was supposed to make in China because it only released in the U.S. and then we didn't get. It didn't really. I don't think it released at all because COVID was happening right then and there in China, really bad. So they didn't have any theaters opened. So they delayed Sonic to release there, but then they finally dropped it, like I said, a couple weeks ago, and it only grossed, according to their industry tracker, 17.6 million. This is Variety, by the way. 17.6 million nationwide, and only a mere 5 million more from last week's tally. And that's from 2,000 reopened theaters.
Damn. Not a whole lot of people feeling safe.
So by comparison, the box office for the first week in August 2019 was 204 million at today's exchange rates.
I can also see China having a much larger cultural pressure about honor and stuff. Like, why would you go and do this and risk your family? You know, and here it's like, it's my right to kill my family.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not doing too hot, and I don't think it's going to get any better anytime soon. So it's kind of disappointing.
Number one movie in China?
Because Sonic, really, like, surprised a lot of people in terms of being a good movie and also financial success. Biggest video game movie.
Yeah. It outdid Pikachu, right?
Yeah, and that's in America. Like, if anything, we thought it was going to make more money in the worldwide market, especially in Asia, Japan, China, because it's Sonic. And it's sad that it doesn't get that full potential. I don't think it's going to hurt the sequel, like the budget of that or whatnot, because once again, these movie companies, I think, do also know that this is shit happens. Like, this was the worst possible time. We couldn't predict this. And Sonic can't delay it as far as it could, but I don't think they want to hold on to a movie for more than a movie that's already been out in the U.S. for any longer. The article does mention that a lot of people did pirate Sonic. So
I'm sure if you can't see any movies. You steal them.
We gotta remember there was only a budget of $87 million for Sonic, so regardless, they still made.
And they already announced a sequel.
So yeah, I don't like I said, I don't think it's changing anything. It just kind of sucks for them that they. I think they did a great job, and they don't get to see the full benefits of what could have been. I mean, that always sucks. I feel like if you make something and you're like, oh, everyone likes it, and then like, oh, but sorry, I can't pay for it. Yeah.
Yeah. God, I remember when the big earthquake and tsunami happened in Japan in like 2012?
14.
Was that it?
I think it was 2014.
But there was one in the PS3 generation. So I think it was 2012. Might have been 2011. I'm pretty sure it was 2012. Giant earthquake happened there. And like the week it happened, Sony had a game coming out from one of their small
2011.
What's up?
2011.
From one of their small franchises called MotorStorm. It's like ATV racing or whatever, or like kind of like dirt road racing. It's called MotorStorm Apocalypse, and it was about racing through natural disasters. And they had to delay that game, obviously, until like the year later, and then it just sold like shit. Because
I mean, Last of Us was technically. I know they said that they delayed it. I think for
production reasons,
but
like
I honestly think
discs.
it was delayed because of the pandemic, and they didn't want to drop a game about the pandemic and humans seeking revenge and killing each other.
I mean, Iron Man was also delayed too. That game was delayed in that same statement, but yeah, it was weird playing that game. And no spoilers. No spoilers for The Last of Us. We have a spoiler episode, though, if you want our talk on that. Please, it's not doing as well as I want. It was a bit weird to see signage up in buildings about wearing masks and to keep yourself safe and all that. I'm like, it's weird that it's like very topical right now.
Yeah.
What was, just a whatever kind of art asset they threw on the wall when they were making the game.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they technically could have added that later on, but at that point, I think it's probably the game was already probably being printed, or at least close to it being printed.
Games usually go gold about a month before they come out, and that's when they have the master copy that they then base the other copies off of. But yeah, I mean, they also are adding permadeath in that game too, just like the pandemic. So,
god damn.
And why don't we go on to our final bit of news for today before we round it off with a good old-fashioned book reading. As of today, August 13th, a Thursday, payday for me, Fortnite has been taken off of the Apple App Store and the Google Play Android phone store. I don't know why I phrased it like that.
And Android as well?
It is gone. What's up?
Android as well? I thought it was just
off the Google. It was Apple at first, and then later in the day, a couple hours ago, taken off the Google Play Store as well.
Oh my god!
This goes into our antitrust stuff more so with Apple than Google. Google just is being Google. Basically, to give the full explanation about this to anyone that doesn't know, like, my kid plays Fortnite. What is this? Like, he can't play it on his phone. I don't understand. Fortnite is made by a company called Epic Games. Epic Games is the largest licensor of video game engines, and it's called Unreal Engine. A video game engine is a collection of tools and software for constructing a video game. Just all the things you use to make it.
You actually can use it yourself and make your own games.
Yeah,
and then you make Steam garbage, and then
they can license it off to you, and it's actually really cheap to do so. Very versatile, very powerful. Small games are made on it. Big games like Street Fighter V, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Kingdom Hearts 3. I think Soul Calibur and Tekken are also made on it as well. Big games are made on Unreal Engine. They make a lot of money off of the sales of that license, as well as some profits off of the games made with that engine. So they have a lot of money. Epic Games has also made games in the past, such as Unreal Tournament and Gears of War. They made a lot of money. They're a big name. Then they came out with Fortnite, which was... We don't need to explain what Fortnite is and its history. Big game for them. Fortnite made them so much money that they took the sales of everything on their Unreal Engine asset store, because they didn't have a game store at that point yet. It was just you can create a thing, an art asset, and sell it on the Unreal Engine store, and other people can buy it. They changed the revenue sharing of that. What used to be 70% creator, 30% Epic, changed it to 88% Creator, 12% Epic. It's a huge jump in revenue sharing. And they retroactively applied that since the beginning of that store's existence. So they gave people money, essentially. They sent checks out. Here's the money that we owe you for this now. Goodwill. They then come out with their own PC and Mac gaming storefront called the Epic Game Store. Has the same 88-12 split. I bring all this stuff up because every other storefront, every other marketplace where you can buy and sell digital goods, for the most part, has that 70-30 split. That's like an industry standard. It's industry practice. Apple does it. Google does it. Nintendo does it. Sony does it. Microsoft does it. While there might be special cases where, like, while it's never confirmed, part of the Call of Duty Activision deal with Xbox 360, Activision was actually making money off of Xbox Live sales. They actually made money off of Xbox Live sales because you're the marketing for Call of Duty. People know 360 when they see Call of Duty. Besides deals like that, 70-30 split. PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, and Apple are places where in order to buy a game on those places, you have to buy through them. On Android phones, Google has allowed, because it's an open platform development software place, for a company like Amazon to make their own app store. So they can forego any Google transactions. But on iPhone, all transactions go through Apple. So if you buy an app through the App Store, Apple takes 30%. If you're selling a song on iTunes, Apple takes 30%. If you have an in-app purchase, Apple takes 30%. The Amazon app does not allow you to buy or rent Amazon Prime Video stuff or buy the comics because Amazon doesn't want to give 30% of the money to Apple. You have to go to Amazon's website, in normal Amazon, search the movie you want to rent there instead of just doing it on your phone. You know what I mean? Or on your TV or whatever. Right?
I never noticed that, but I actually have never really tried renting a movie on my phone, but I'll have to try that and see what you mean.
I used to read comics through Comixology, digital comic reading place. It was awesome. Amazon bought them, immediately got rid of the ability to buy comics through the app. You can't buy comics through the app. You have to go, at least on Apple. On Android, you can because you download that app through Amazon's app launcher, App Store. So Amazon takes their own cut back, essentially. So Epic Games is very developer friendly. They also do things where like they'll fund indie games and they let the indie game developers keep the rights to their game. They're very friendly like that. They are a big corporation and they're not our friends. They're here to make money, but they're also trying to use their power to push things in the favor of developers, which is cool. They've taken their sights on Apple and Google. And in the Fortnite app, on those phones, you can buy their currency, V-Bucks, as both through them or through the App Store as an in-app purchase, or as a direct payment to Epic Games, and it's cheaper that way. It's either you can buy $10 worth of currency for $8 if you do it that way. That was something that they didn't tell Apple or Google that they were doing. It was not reviewed, and Apple immediately took it down. Essentially. And now, again, the difference between Apple and Google here, because Google eventually did take it down through their store, is that on Android, I'm pretty sure Epic Games has their own app store that you can download their stuff through. You know what I mean? They can't do that on Apple. Apple's argument is that you bought our phone, we control transactions through it because it's our device. But that's not what happens on a Mac because that's not what's practice over there, right? Their argument is that the point of sale should be done through one of our things instead of on an open platform. So Epic Games is trying to both leverage an actual lawsuit against Apple for antitrust laws and also rile up its fan base into hating Apple.
Yeah.
with that ad. Which, did you actually see the ad?
Yes, I watched the ad because it's based off the old... I forgot when it exactly came out. It didn't come out in 1984, but it was based off...
It was 83.
It was 83.
It was
so it's based off
the
book 1984, which is a book about loosely what the world would be under like a government.
It's fascism.
Fascism basically. And in the original ad, Apple is the one that's breaking the chains because everyone's watching a big TV and it's like the overlord brainwashing everybody, and then
IBM essentially.
Yeah, and the Apple woman comes in and throws a hammer at the screen and breaks it, and then everyone's, I guess, woke. I guess you can call it.
Well, the idea was that the Macintosh was supposed to be unlike any other computer, that we were all stuck in the same computing route. And here it is, a new change. They don't want this change. Well, it's a good advertisement.
Yeah, but so Fortnite quickly whipped up something, or had it already planned because they knew this was all going to go down. Maybe
they probably had it already.
That basically the same thing, but instead of an overlord, it had a big apple talking, and then all the Fortnite characters are watching the TV, and then the Fortnite girl, or I guess I don't know if it's like it's not really their mascot, but it looks like every Fortnite character ever, throws a hammer.
That skin is called Bright Bomber.
Okay. Yeah, she's like the only one that's...
Don't ask how I know that.
She's the only one that's like in color, I think, in the whole fake ad. But she throws it and breaks the TV, and then everyone's like, yay, or whatever. And then they have like a quick text that pops up saying that, like, oh, Apple sucks, basically, and down with Apple. Or hashtag save Fortnite, or free Fortnite.
Free Fortnite, yeah.
Which, and I guess they also played this in the theater, in the game.
Yeah.
While you're playing the game. Which, so, when I first saw this, I didn't really read it up into what was happening. I was just like, first off, what a weird marketing thing. This is so, like, fear-mongering, but also, like you said, getting a bunch of people riled up to go hate another corporation, to be like, we're the good guys, whether or not they are.
The Spider-Man film rights thing.
Basically, yeah. We're like, you're like, fuck Sony. No, actually, fuck Disney. Oh, actually, fuck them both, by the way. Like, and that's where I'm at right now, where I'm like, I understand the developer thing, how Epic has supported developers, but I'm also pretty anti-corporation. Like, I'm trying to look at what's really happening here is two corporations...
They're bullying fans to get what they want.
Yeah, they're bullying consumers. Yes. And I don't really have, I guess, a foot in either side, I guess. I don't really care as much. I guess I'm all for, like once again, competition and developers getting a fair share. I think artists should be paid more for art all the time. 9 times out of 10, I will be, yep, the artist should get more money. The creator should get more money. But at the end of the day, these are still, we're talking billion-dollar companies.
Apple is the richest company. They're trillionaires. Apple is a trillionaire company.
And they know, Epic knows what they're doing with this. Clearly, they had a plan going with this. They knew it was going to happen. They knew Apple was going to take down their shit. They're like, don't worry. We're going to take them to court, and we'll get public pressure to make Apple cave, to either settle, or it'll put pressure on the judge, whoever is filing this, or whatever outcome we get, we're going to win, because people are going to, like, play Fortnite somehow. Like, more people are going to jump into Fortnite to see what happens next. You know what I mean? Or download Epic Game Store.
It's even more attention.
It goes back to the brands do that stuff all the time with some issues. Like, I remember Gillette did the whole ad about toxic masculinity and how it caused such an uproar. But guess what? Their stock went up.
Right.
So in the end,
Colin Kaepernick's stock went up.
Yeah. People started burning shoes, but guess what? They're still going to have to buy shoes again, whether it's Nike or something else. Everyone wins in that way. The companies always win in these kind of fights. So, like, to me, I'm like, yeah, maybe Epic, if Epic wins this, I guess, beef, that there is some pros to it more than Apple winning. But at the end of the day, I guess I don't care too much, because I feel like we're still losing when it really comes down. Like, we are... We
lose until the companies decide we get to win.
Yeah.
It is funny, Apple's response to it was basically like, Epic Games is trying to get special favors that we do not allow. This is an open and level playing field for all App Store developers. They shouldn't get special deals when other App Store developers don't have. And it's a shame. They mention it's like a shame because they built such a successful business off of our app store that they have to throw it all away. Yeah, it's whatever.
I would
their
still
policies
play
have
it
been
on
like
PC
this
before I ever played on mobile, ever.
Yeah, I mean, remember Infinity Blade on phones? That's Epic Games. They made that. So they have been been on the App Store. They've been, I mean, like I joked and said to you, but like Fortnite was re-revealed in like 2014 because it was announced in like 2011 or 2012, and it was re-revealed in 2014. I think it was that year, maybe 2015, to be as like a look how powerful the MacBooks are. It was at an Apple event. They talked about Fortnite. This was well before the Battle Royale. Remember, that came out after the game. And it's just so funny that like what was supposed to be like an Apple game in quotes, because we're talking about it on our stage, is now like the thing that's trying to kill them as a company.
Yeah, but once again, there's just two big juggernauts that maybe have worked together in the past. It just goes to show that companies at the end of the day just want more money, and they'll take out their friends for it. You know what I mean? Like, there might be times when, you know, like Nintendo and Microsoft team up to do crossplay. You know what I mean? And but doesn't mean
somebody
that
gets bullied into doing it too.
But then maybe one day Nintendo might do something that pisses off Microsoft, and it'll just be like, sorry, but this is what we're doing. You know what I mean? It's all a game, and in the end, I think we can see pros and cons and these companies beating other companies. But at the end of the day, I do think that we're losing. So, AVP.
At Alien versus Predator.
Yeah.
At the very least, oh yeah, that's right. The tagline was
whoever wins,
regardless of who wins, we lose.
Whoever wins, we lose. Yeah.
Yeah. The very least, I do think that Apple should allow their devices to have an open market setting for digital goods. I think that's stupid that they need to be the liaison for every point of sale. That's dumb. And I do see that Epic Games has the biggest swinging dick. They have the most power and influence. This can help other developers, smaller companies, get a better revenue split too. At the very least, this would help other people, even though it is also Epic Games wanting to make sure that all of the middle schoolers give them more money.
Yeah, with their mom's credit cards. So
exactly, their iPad minis. Yeah, so let's wrap up this show with what we do on every news episode: a reading of another chapter of the official novelization of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, which we're still not sure if that's legal or not, but we're going to continue to do it.
Hey, just like Fortnite, you know, we're just, hey, we didn't know. We didn't know, dude.
We didn't know.
We'll take down our oppressors if we have to.
Exactly. We're on chapter 7 of like 16, so we're not even halfway there, folks.
Oh my god.
We're going to be doing this until like next year.
Yeah, at this point.
Maybe we'll slow down until we finish this right before the sequel kind of starts getting trailers and stuff.
Or so we do one episode where Sonic we just speed through it. Or you can cut all the ends of the episodes and make that a special episode as a recap.
That's a good idea.
Then I think you're definitely going to get the copyright.
Yep. Chapter 7, are you ready?
Yep.
As always, I am the narrator. Devin is all of the voices and their inner monologues, which are in italics. Are you ready?
Yep.
Chapter 7. Let me get a little bit closer to the mic here. The only thing between Robotnik and a perfectly automated world was the U.S. Constitution. If he could shred the blasted thing in the name of order, he would. But as it stood, he legally couldn't stride into any private domicile in search of the creature. So he had to outthink this simple country policeman.
Can I help you?
Answered the cop. He looked like a rube. Robotnik forced a smile.
Good morning. I'm for the power company investigating the blackout. If you don't mind, I'd like to take some readings inside your house. Now. No kidding, you're from the power company?
The hick stated the obvious.
You must know my buddy Spencer. We play softball together. Yes.
He replied.
Good man, that Spencer. Now, if you'll just... Except, doesn't the power company usually take the readings outside the house?
The man leaned into Robotnik's face.
Also, my buddy Spencer works for the gas company. He's more of an ultimate frisbee guy. So you want to tell me why you think I'm dumb enough to just let you inside my house?
Robotnik ground his teeth.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wachowski, but everyone calls me Tom. Except my dentist. He calls me Tim, and it's gone on so long it'd be weird to correct him now. Well, Mr. Wachowski, let's just say I'm authorized to inquire about certain power surges coming from your attic. The attic?
The yokel said.
Nothing up there but my grandma's hope chest, and you do not want to see what's in there.
He was lying. Robotnik's heat-seeking drone hovered just above the west side of the house, and it was sending all relevant data on an odd infrared mammal in its smart glasses. The creature was in this house.
Let me explain some facts to you, Wachowski.
The mask of kindness dropped from his face.
Fact. About 20 minutes ago, we clocked an energy pulse with a similar signature to the one that caused the power outage, and the only house inside the radius of that pulse is 55 Plymouth Road. Fact. I am authorized by law to pursue this as I see fit. Fact. You need a mint and a lesson on manners.
Tom said.
Listen, Mr. Doctor Robotnik. Okay, Dr. Robot Man.
Wachowski said with a sneer.
I'm sure wherever you're here for is very serious, but I have nothing to do with it. Ask someone in this town. Everyone knows me.
Robotnik's drone slid into the house through an upstairs window. Forget the law. He was going to get this thing. The drone's tiny camera zoomed in on a pile of odd sporting equipment. Blip! The screen glitched once, and a heat signature. The creature was gone.
I bet they do all know you, Robotnik.
Robotnik said.
Oh. I'm sure you're very popular with all the Jeds and Merles and Billy Bobs of this podunk town. You go way back to the days of playing stickball in the streets or whatever stimulates the dimwits here. And maybe someday you'll achieve your life's goal of getting a Costco card or adopting a Labradoodle.
His secondary Botnik drone picked up the signature on a floor below, not darting but creeping out. He wouldn't lose it. Robotnik continued to rant.
But the reality is, I surpassed your entire life's achievements before I was even a toddler. And I can predict every monosyllabic thought struggling to escape your simple mind before it comes tumbling out of your mouth. So if you think for 1 minute that you can manipulate or lie... Where's the next page? To me, Mr. Wachowski, you're even dumber than I already know you are.
His third hyperfast Botnik swung above him. The three drones triangulated. The creature had stopped in the kitchen, cowering.
Mr. Wachowski, are you familiar with U.S. Code 904, Title 10, Article 104? Of course, it's one of my favorites. Anyone who attempts to aid an enemy in... Is he saying this? Yes. Anyone who attempts to aid an enemy to the United States shall suffer potential punishment up to execution.
Robotnik said, grinning triumphantly.
And that's what happens if any other government agent catches you. What happens if I catch you will be much, much worse. No!
At his command, all three drones smashed through the windows and headed for the kitchen. Robotnik pushed past Wachowski and tightened his fists. He turned the corner to the kitchen and found an incredibly fat raccoon gorging himself on the leftover cake across a map of California.
This can't be right,
the doctor said with certainty.
I'm Robotnik. I'm never wrong. First time for everything.
An agitated Wachowski said, stepping in between him and the counter.
If you want, you can take some of this cake and go.
And then he saw a pale blue light shone from the counter. Robotnik grabbed and lifted up a long animal quill, glowing with a strange power. It was so erratic, the light of that spike. Chaos, unlike his mechanical world, but still powerfully attractive.
Oh, look. I was right. Note my lack of surprise.
Robotnik said as he clicked his control pad and the drones spun around their heads.
5 seconds before I... Wait. Yeah, 5 seconds before I let them tear this... 5 seconds before I let them tear this place apart. Listen, pal, I'm the closest thing to the law in this town, so 5, 4, 3, 2, stop!
A high-pitched voice called out in the window. In the window? What? Man, this scene has changed so much.
Called out, period. In the window. Yeah, it's a weird...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In the window, Robotnik saw the creature, close to Earth's taxonomically named...
Taxonomically, yeah.
Taxonomically named Erinixiomorpha erinicine, a common hedgehog, but blue, and speaking, intelligent alien life was here.
Don't hurt anyone, dingus. It's me you want,
said the creature. And then, before Robotnik could smash down his control pad, Wachowski punched the doctor square between the eyes.
You caveman.
The doctor cried before the world went black.
Wait, what?
And that's the end of chapter 7.
Dun, dun,
very,
dun.
Very interesting that the threat wasn't that he was going to shoot and kill Tom. It was that he was going to destroy his house.
Hey, that's property, dude.
The phrasing of it, it's different.
Have you ever owned a house?
I never will.
Never will. Not with Amazon buying everything.
Yeah.
You have an Amazon house soon.
Oh, I had a good segue for the Apple Fortnite thing. I was going to say, and now for some Zoomer news, but
oh, there you go.
Messed that up. Damn. I'll just say it now. And time for some Zoomer news. We're leaving. So that was our 45th episode of the Sonic Movie Show, a show that you can find on podcast services such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, Pocket Casts. Every Sunday, we do these kind of podcast episodes as well as video game movie reviews, occasionally a video game review, Avatar The Last Airbender Season 2 sometime. Maybe we'll talk about the fact that the live action adaptation series is not going as planned. Well, we'll save that for that episode whenever Devin finishes. And we also do another podcast series called The Chronicles of Diesel, a monthly jaunt through Vin Diesel's filmography. Mm-hmm. Next episode comes up on September 1st. Every first of the month we do one of those episodes, and we have a really good time doing it. And it's all on this podcast feed, so if you like where you're listening to this podcast, click back to further episodes. I'm sure you'll have a good time, like we did. You can also let us know what you thought about all of the news we talked today, and if you're going to go see... I've said this probably 4 times at the end of episodes now. If you are going to go see movies in the theaters, let us know on Twitter. The show can be reached at Sonic Movie Show. I was Ethan. I'm on Twitter at EthanAbsolutely. Devin is on Twitter at CURSONA YouTube. Maybe he'll change that one day. Who knows? And let us know if you're going
I'm in
to...
too deep. No, I can't.
You can change it for free. There's no penalty.
I think I changed the stuff on YouTube. I'm just committed. It's okay. It's my last name, YouTube. Oh, by the way, I did get an alert as we're recording here. Fortnite Mega Drop is here. Permanent discounts of up to 20% on V-Bucks and real money offers in Fortnite. Click for details.
So you got like a spam ad?
Yeah, through Epic Games Store. Because I have it. For some reason, it's updating now. I don't know why.
See you Sunday. Bye.
Bye.